It's amazing how important POV can be for the tone and even content of a story. Change the POV to just the right character and the experience of going through the story can just completely change. Mugiwara no Goofy has made an impressive career out of pointing out how strange and hilarious One Piece is from the perspective of the bad guys. Go subscribe to him if you like One Piece, he's funny. The first 5 episodes of my adventures with Superman from Jimmy's point of view is basically what the audience feels watching the love square on Miraculous Ladybug. But to get to my point, I finally finished Kitti Katz's first season and, well, that wasn't the ending I expected. If I'm being perfectly honest, the show was not for me. I'm sure the kids and the furries will like it though. Really, nothing in the show really grabbed me, is what I would say if I didn't have one plot point I enjoyed and now want to talk about. So, let's talk about Charity and how immensely terrifying the show is from her perspective. If you watched my first video on the series, which, why wouldn't you? I said that Charity is the most important character in the first episode because she kickstarted the plot by stealing the ANUBIA Gemstone. And I was even right in predicting she'd get possessed by the demon goddess within it. I just didn't realize the direction it would take. Charity reminds me a lot of Chloe Bourgeois from Miraculous Ladybug, but instead of her character kind of doing a 180 and her falling back into being a villain, she gets her body stolen and then dies. No, really. Charity goes down the classic route you would expect her character to. She's mean to the girls, vain, proud, and jealous because she suspects her boyfriend likes the main character more than her, which, having actually watched the show, he really doesn't. On a completely unrelated note, a team of color-coded magical cat girls begin fighting superpowered stray cats and dogs in biker jackets. It's probably not important. The show then decides to take her character in a new direction. Because she suspects that her boyfriend likes Tabby because she's nice, she's decided to give this whole being nice to people thing a try for herself. Well, at least she's self-aware. As for her actual attempts at being nice, they're a mixed bag. She obviously only starts doing it to try and get people, specifically Val, to like her more, and in at least one instance she sets up the incident meant to make her look good, very conspicuously in front of her boyfriend. But at the very least, this episode does get the ball rolling. There's also the scene that has her worriedly looking for her missing dog that sort of humanizes her and makes you think, alright, cartoon tropes aside, this is just a normal girl. By episode 4, she seems to be making a more honest effort to befriend Tabby, driving her to school in her own still kind of mean way and trying to show her the ANUBIA Gemstone, because the show has apparently just retconned the scene where the main characters literally see her take it, given how they spend so much time wondering where it even is. Val, who I should specify as the aforementioned boyfriend for those who didn't get it, speculates that she actually enjoys being nice. And it's a theory that is probably correct. Anyway, aside from her teacher trying to break into her belongings,
invasion of privacy?
We're the government, O'Keefe. We don't care about an individual's privacy.
Things are actually going pretty well for Charity. While in episode 3, I said her attempts to be nice are colored in a more performative way, they're a lot more genuine by episode 4. She returns lip gloss she borrowed from ZAMI, as well as gets her new ones. She even passes the ball to let Tabby score. Ego would be disappointed. And when she offers to show Tabby the gem, she puts off hanging out with her boyfriend to do so. But then she gets stood up because Tabby's doing something. When she gets home, she talks to her dog, upset that despite trying to be nice, she got stood up. But then she gets a call from Tabby apologizing and is just so happy about it and Tabby's niceness that she reaffirms her decision to be nice, even planning on returning the gem she stole. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like stealing that gem is a much bigger crime than the show is treating it. And that's when the horror begins as the demon possesses her body. And for me, this is when Charity went from tentatively the most interesting part of the show to easily the most interesting part of the show. You see, Charity getting possessed by ANUBIA happens at just the right time to create some ironic juxtaposition. Because she's been a jerk for such a long time, and literally as she's resolved to be better, she gets possessed by an evil demon, no one can tell the difference. They think that she's just acting as she normally does while she's struggling to control her body.
I'm possessed by a demon.
Possessed by a demon? Tell me something I don't know.
And ANUBIA picked just the right vessel because she's able to pick up on Charity's insecurities and jealousy and manipulate her into thinking she's a good thing. At least for a while. It doesn't really last long because Charity still doesn't like the whole having a demon control her body thing. I find the show's facial expressions can be a bit over-exaggerated, but I think that over-exaggeration really helps sell it when the show is trying to portray fear.
Help me, Mr. O'Keefe. Please, help me.
Oh.
And while Charity is unaware of this, ANUBIA will completely overtake her body once she regains full power by combining her gemstone with her staff. So after ANUBIA corrupts her boyfriend and sends him off to attack Tabby, they go looking for information on the staff, leading them all the way to a government van. ANUBIA is not a big fan of what she finds inside. Well, that just happened. It was impactful, it was concerning, it was a bad decision because she immediately comes back in the next episode to look for more information.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you blew up the van. Ow! Ow! That hurts!
Oh, and in case you're wondering what ANUBIA plans to do about, Charity's parents, don't worry, they are perfectly safe. I mean, they can't be hurt if their possessed daughter froze them with magic.
Please, Officer Ito, I need your help. I need your help because I'm writing an article for the school newspaper.
As for the staff, well, a government lady gets magical powers from it and goes on a rampage. The furry superheroes stop her, but ANUBIA manages to steal her staff. And just when you think it's over, the gemstone goes missing. Who stole it? Well, between the strange gemstone, demonic possession, and freezing her parents, Charity's dog got so concerned, he actually stole the gem to give it to the Cat Council. Yes. Unfortunately, this is kind of where the fun stops, as episode 6 is basically Charity's last appearance.
Tabitha, help! Ow!
A few moments later.
Enough foolishness.
Look! You are so paying me back for that.
Yeah, that's her last scene. After this, ANUBIA basically has full uncontested control of her body and doesn't really seem to have to deal with her, which immediately dropped my interest in the subplot. And then she dies in episode 10.
Once the gemstone is back in the scepter, ANUBIA will assume her true form. Her powers will be fully restored. And then it'll be too late, especially for Charity. Actually, I've got it.
Yeah, I know it's a kid show, so there's a 99% chance they'll reveal there's a way to bring her back in season 2. But until then, going off the information the show's giving us, Charity's gone. Imagine if it doesn't get a second season. It's a Netflix show, so there's a good chance it'll happen. Charity is easily my favorite part of the story. It's just so horrifying. Trying to become a better person only to be immediately trapped and devoured by a demon whose malicious behavior isn't that different from what people expect from you, so they don't really think anything's wrong. I would love to read a story focused on that. Unfortunately, in the show, this plot point is only like 2 episodes, at which point Charity just becomes ANUBIA's walking meat puppet, which is still horrifying, but puts a full stop on how much I can really talk about this idea, because in practice it just makes ANUBIA pretty much a standard evil witch who occasionally has to scare off anyone who cares about Charity. My interest in ANUBIA as a character was more vested in her having to fight for the body she was controlling. Anyway, thoughts and prayers go out to this fictional, I think she's 14, this fictional 14-year-old. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more from me, hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe for more. Thank you and good day.